this modern technology. I was thinking that the 20th century was never going to leave. I mean, the 20th century has been hanging around my house. Hell, I still sell CDs. He's been sleeping on my couch, put around my living room in his socks. But then the 21st century flew aboard 4 airplanes right into my living room.
No one likes us, I don't know why. I know we're not perfect, but heaven knows we try. All around us, old friends put us down. Let's drop the big one and see what happens.
And the pundits claimed that we had changed. Remember when the pundits claimed that the endless imagery of the Twin Towers falling would make us Americans believe that reality was a good enough show? And we put an end to our reality show lives. And there would be an end to shows. Survivor would not survive. There would be an end to shows like American Idol and Project Runway and Who Wants to Marry a Republican?
We give them money, but are they grateful? No, they're spiteful and they're hateful. They don't respect us, so let's surprise them. Let's drop the big one and pulverize them.
But there was a moment there when we did feel like we had changed. And then we saw the American flags flying on the antennae of gas guzzlers, and then approval ratings dropped for our poor old W. And even those American flags blew threadbare, but now they've blown into a full-blown debate as to whether presidential candidates should be forced to wear one on their lapels. And reality shows that depict a reality that I cannot hallucinate even during my drug days are as popular as an ecstasy and Viagra cocktail in a techno dance club.
Asia's too crowded, Europe's too old, Africa's too hot, Canada's too cold, South America stole our name. Let's drop the big one, there'll be no one left to blame us.
But remember that moment when we all believed that the phoenix that everyone knew was going to fly from the ashes of the Twin Towers might just turn out to be a dove? But then we saw a little W on the White House lawn, standing in front of a giant George Foreman grill, spatula in hand, serving up filet of dove and Dove McNuggets.
Boom goes London, boom Paris, tomorrow for you, tomorrow for me. In every city your whole world round will just be another American town.
And when I see the issues of this election, I think back to 9/11 and of the pundits asking us for another moment of silence. Every time an IED kills another American teenager and an American mortar inspires a burqa to a widow to place a bomb inside her burqa, I wish someone would ask us for another moment of silence. A year of silence. A millennium of silence.
Boom goes London, boom Paris, tomorrow for you, tomorrow for me. Never city to all around would just be another American town.
And I realized what they were asking for with their moment of silence was for me and you to be, well, silent. And apparently we were. Because my friends, 7 years have come and gone, but my friends, we can be silent no more. Because we have an opportunity here. And if you think, oh, what's an opportunity? There's no chance we're going to lose this election. Well, think back to 2000. Did anyone think we were going to lose that one? Or 2004? And I remember what P.T. Barnum said, that there is an American born every minute. So if you think for 1 minute that there is no chance we can lose this election, well, without your help, I say to you, yes, we can.
We'll save Australia. Don't wanna hurt no kangaroos. We'll build a big amusement park there. They got starving too.
I want to envision a new reality show. And I love this reality show. I would watch it every day. And it would not feature Gene Simmons or Hugh Hefner or whoever the star du jour is to have the George Foreman's got a reality show. This one would feature George Sr. puttering around the summer home in Kenny Bunkport, wearing a cardigan like Fred McMurray. We could call it My Three Sons as he mutters to himself, what to do about those pesky kids, Neil, Jeb, and little George. Barbara's baking cookies in her Martha Stewart apron. Millie's doing their duty on the rug. Neil drops by to pick up his allowance. Jeb calls up and asks, Daddy, if they introduce democracy into Iraq, does that mean Florida might be next? George drops by for his history lesson. And Dad says, now, George, who was the first president of the United States? And George gets that confused look on his face, the one we've all grown to know and love, and we're all going to surely miss. And Dad says, I'll give you a hint. The picture's on the $1 bill. And George looks at the $1 bill and he says, Mommy!
Europe's too old, Africa's too hot, Canada's too cold. South America stole our night. Let's drop the big one, there'll be no one left to blame us.
Dad gets the globe off the shelf and tries to show little George the difference between the Persian Gulf and the Persian cat. And George gets that, he sees that fertile land there between the Tigris and the Euphrates, and even George gets a warm feeling in his heart, and he says, that's where the bombing began.
Boom goes London, boom Paris, borrow for you, borrow for me.
Sometimes listening to George Bush has been like reading the first chapter of Genesis in reverse. I mean, I know the guy's got dyslexia and all, but and in the end, the world was a shapeless, chaotic mass. No, George, that's in the beginning. In the beginning. Isn't it any wonder why in that region, civilization in its infancy, that they found their liberation, their hope from a burning bush?